thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News at 11. I'm Erin Connolly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Zinni. 19 students, 2 teachers are dead in that shooting. Tonight, the families of all 21 victims have been notified. Channel 3's Stephanie Simoni is standing by in the newsroom right now with the latest details tonight. Stephanie?
Mark and Erin, new details emerging in the wake of Tuesday's massacre at the Texas grade school. But investigators say they have yet to determine a motive for what happened.
The South Texas town of Uvalde is mourning the deaths of 19 children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School. All of them were inside a single 4th grade classroom. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the 18-year-old gunman shot his grandmother. He then went to the school armed with a pair of semi-automatic rifles.
There has been no criminal history identified yet. He may have had a juvenile record, but that is yet to be determined. There was no known mental health history.
Governor Abbott said the only warning came in a series of private Facebook messages sent Tuesday morning.
The third post, maybe less than 15 minutes before arriving at the school, was, "I'm going to shoot an elementary school."
Investigators spent Wednesday combing through the house where the gunman lived. Authorities believe he acted alone, and they say he legally purchased the weapons he used.
The shooting ended when a Border Patrol agent fatally shot the gunman. The suspect's 66-year-old grandmother remains in the hospital tonight in critical condition. Stephanie Simoni, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Stephanie, thank you. Lawmakers continuing to speak out after the shooting in Texas. Senator Chris Murphy says the Senate needs to find common ground on how gun control to show the American public and parents that they are serious about protecting their children.
I just don't want people to lose the sense of outrage. My worry is that our country is just sort of rotting at the core because we are becoming normalized to this.
Senator Murphy says he's willing to work with Republicans on any type of gun control bill that could possibly get 60 votes and pass in the Senate.
Now, all across our state, people are gathering to pray for Texas and keep those people in mind. The school shooting hits home for so many here in our state, including our teachers. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Aaron Edwards learned how educators are coping during this difficult time. Aaron is joining us live right now from Bloomfield, where the town actually held a vigil tonight for the community. Aaron?
Yes, Mark, and the vigil held right here on the lawn tonight was meant to be for victims of COVID and the Buffalo shooting, but after the tragedy yesterday, they also included Texas, praying tonight for the students, parents, and teachers impacted.
Every hour we need thee.
Tonight, residents gathered outside of the Bloomfield Congregational Church to pray for the tragedies happening across the country. Each string light on the lawn represented 1,000 people who died from COVID. The larger lights were for the victims of the Buffalo supermarket shooting.
We have this light, this one lone star, to represent the tragedy from the Lone Star State.
Tonight, prayers were sent to students, families, and educators.
This is a devastating event, particularly in Connecticut, where we have survivors of the Sandy Hook shooting. We have parents who lost children. We have educators who lost colleagues.
Jocelyn Delancey, vice president of the Connecticut Education Association, says it was a difficult day for many across the state, especially teachers. She says many had a difficult time heading into the classroom today.
A lot of them had to will themselves into the buildings today to put a smile on their face and to be warm and welcoming and secure. And it's a devastating blow to us as a teaching community.
Over the past few years, teachers have become first responders, helping children navigate the pandemic, and now another tragedy. But Delancey says more needs to be done in local school districts to help students and teachers cope.
We have local districts who are still reticent to social emotional learning programs and supports that we really need desperately in our schools, not only to give kids coping skills and mechanisms, but also teachers tools to support children who might be in crisis.
Now, several school districts across our state did have increased security today, including Middletown, Southington, and Waterbury, and many plan to continue that through the end of the week. We're reporting live, Aaron Edwards, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Aaron, thank you. School districts statewide made sure families know that their students are safe, and in some cases, that came with the help of police. That was the case today in Waterbury, where there were more police at school today. The Board of Education recently approved several contracts, strengthening their school security systems, like upgrading video surveillance in some buildings.
Intentionally look at ways that we could continue to enhance our current security system, make sure we updated maybe older or cameras that were no longer working. And so our director of safety has been very much on top of all of that.
They plan to do this until summer, we're told, and community leaders decide it's time to scale back if and when that happens. All schools are staffed with counselors and some other mental health staff.
Tonight, dozens of community members in Simsbury got together to pray and demand change for federal gun laws. A similar call for action came from the steps of the Capitol, where several activists and lawmakers also gathered. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Christian Colon is joining us now from Hartford with the breakdown on these gatherings. Christian.
Yeah, the Newtown Action Alliance, along with Moms Demand Action, showed up here to the Capitol steps to demand change. There also a similar thing happened in Simsbury, where more than 60 people showed up for a vigil tonight.
Comfort us in our wilderness.
Religious leaders, lawmakers, parents, all showing up to reflect.
I don't know, it just needed to be around people today and at least begin in this direction of gathering, hear what others have to say.
Michael listened to teachers like 5th grade prayer professional Miss Kim, who says showing up to class today was tough.
To go in this morning and see our kids cry, see them know that they're not safe at school, looking to us for answers. I know that everybody here tonight has the same feeling that I do, that we have to help our kids.
This community pleads for stricter gun laws nationwide after Sandy Hook, Connecticut banned assault-style weapons and large ammunition magazines. But state lawmakers say if the nation doesn't do the same, no one is safe.
Don't tell us that ordinary citizens need weapons of mass destruction and AR-15 rifles. If you use the Second Amendment as an excuse, then you're complicit in the murders of our children.
The recent killings of innocent teachers and children hit close to home for the state, but even harder for the Sandy Hook survivors like Mary and Jacob.
I was huddled in a closet with 18 9-year-olds and 3 of my colleagues that day when gunfire shattered the peace at Sandy Hook School. Yesterday, I was right back in that closet.
And a lot of the people we have spoken with today are just reflecting as we get updates from Texas, and they're also demanding change. Officials here are calling guns an American problem, and they are urging the U.S. Congress to act. At the Capitol tonight, Christian Colon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Christian, thank you. Stay with us right here.